Alrighty, welcome to video number 3. Um, this one I want to go over reflection number 1, which is part of the pre-writing you're going to do for the first essay. This reflection is due at the beginning before class next week. In other words, this is your homework for the week. And you can find this under reflections. There's also a copy in your folder. But to just go over it real quickly, you're going to look at a couple of different reading and viewing assignments. There it goes. The first one, you're going to watch an 8-minute video on fixed versus growth mindset. The idea here is it's a question of whether or not you're just born with a certain amount of intelligence and that's all you get, or whether or not your intelligence is developed throughout your life. And it starts off a little slow. I'm not sure where they get some of these announcers, but eventually it kind of picks up and it gets kind of interesting, particularly in terms of how your parents treat you in some ways. The other reading you're going to do, or I guess you're going to view the video and read the self-regulated learning material. It is located on Schoology right here. This was some research a graduate student did for Northeast State about 5 years, well, it'll be more than 5 years, about 10 years ago. It's still pretty relevant today. Self-regulated learning just gets into how you can be a better student, or what does it look like? What does a good student look like? What kind of processes do they engage in? The language is a little stilted. It's not going to be the most exciting thing you've ever read. But you're going to see where the profiles of points of a self-regulated learner came from for the first essay. We talked about in the second video. Came straight from here, right? And kind of the cycle good students use when they complete their work. So with the response paper, or the reflection, takes a second for everything to load here. You're going to write 150 words on both of those viewings. In other words, maybe 75 words on each one. I mean, don't sit there and count the words or anything, but you have to go at least 150. Don't go under. And there's some questions to respond to about the information. You don't have to agree with the information in the video or the self-regulated learning reading, but I kind of do want to see what your thoughts are. You can kind of see I'm kind of prompting you a little bit for the first essay as well. Make sure you use MLA essay formatting for the response. If you click on this link, it'll take you to the Purdue OWL, a very excellent website. We're going to go here for MLA and APA formatting as well when we get to the research papers. But your essays, your response should look like this. You should have your name, my name, class section number, and the date on the first page. Notice everything's double spaced once. You're going to center your title, and then you're going to give me your 150-word response there. You should also have your last name and a page number and a header. And I'll probably show you how to do all this in Google Docs here, maybe a little bit later in the week, just the general formatting of it all. If you're going to do this in Google Docs, you're going to have to download it as a Word document and send it to me as an email attachment. If you're already working in Word, then it's a little easier. Again, I'll probably show that to you in a later video. But don't overthink this. I'm just looking for your general ideas. You don't have to come with the greatest idea ever on growth mindset, but just watch the video and show me what you're thinking. And that's how the reflections are generally going to work. They're going to be kind of pre-writing exercises to get you ready for the essay. And hopefully by the time you do go through this, you're kind of thinking about the essay quite a bit. The other assignment we're going to do in class today, again, this is in actually this is the only one we're doing in class today. This is how we're going to finish the class, is with the metaphor assignment. For some reason I put that under essays, I think. But what you're going to do is you're going to draw me a picture. And you're going to tell me what success in this class is going to look like to you. You're going to develop that visual image. And what you're going to do is I prefer you draw it by hand. It gets all kind of tricky if you try and get an image off the internet and start labeling it. That's what I had to do here so I could get it into an assignment sheet, and upload it. But here's a kind of example of my teaching success. You're going to talk about your student success. But you're going to do the drawing. Be specific as possible with the metaphor. What success in the class going to look like? It's actually a simile there because I'm using like or as, but but you're comparing your success to some kind of image. It could be a race car, it could be a marching band, something like that. And basically, you're going to start labeling everything. Uh, One, like down here under the soil, in the soil, I'm talking about the things that make me a better teacher, things that support me. What helps you become a good student in your life? Your parents, your teachers, your religion. What kind of motivates you to want to succeed and do well in the classroom? Uh, so I'm talking about the roots to the daisy, the soil it grows in. Then you start seeing the results, right? The stem and the leaves. And obviously, teaching success is best indicated by you all learning something, right? Uh, so one, you want to draw the picture. Then two, you want to make sure you label it and tell me what, why, how, what success looks like and how you get there. Kind of a fun little assignment to do the first day. Hopefully, somebody's brought you some colored pencils and stuff to work with, so you can color it up a little bit. Um, and again, try and get an image that you can relate to in your daily life. Is it like, killing the perfect buck, or a deer, or something like that? Whatever you relate to, and kind of show me how that represents your success. Um, Again, one kind of have fun with this. Uh, it's kind of beneficial to kind of envision how success looks like to you and what all it takes for you to become successful in a classroom. So I want you to complete that during for the rest of class today. Uh, for this one, you may actually have to pull your phone out and take a picture of it, and then you're going to send it to me as an email attachment and to my ericfishhelp@gmail.com email address, which again is listed on your syllabus and several different places there. So I should be getting that through the email. And that's kind of going to take us to the end of the class today. Again, for next week, you're going to be doing reflection number 1, watching that video and doing that quick reading and responding to it in 150 words. Then next week we'll begin to work on essay number 1. So again, for the rest of the day, you should be working on the metaphor. For homework this week, you should be working on reflection number 1, and then you should come to class next week prepared to work on essay number 1. If you have questions, put them in the discussion board. There's one here on day 1 material. Up here for questions for day 1. Just click on that and you can start asking me questions. I might post a PowerPoint on some sample metaphors over the weekend. But if you have questions, let me know. That's kind of the trick to internet classes. I may be sitting here thinking, I'm the greatest internet teacher ever, and the students are understanding every single word I say. And you might be sitting in the classroom or at home going like, what in the world's going on here? And we need to kind of make sure we bridge that gap, right? So be sure to let me know if you have questions. I'll be on the discussion board for the rest of the class, and I'm here to help you, and here to answer your questions. But I'm going to get off here and let you get to drawing. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.